been given an opportunity to coach the national team. But who is this man, Alex Alumira? Let's have a look of who he is, where he comes from, and what he has done so far to get to the point where he can be appointed as National Harambee Starlets coach.
Currently the head coach of Harambee Starlets. I'm also a coach at Tiger Queens in Tanzania. I'm a former coach of Vihiga Queens. I've also coached at Vihiga United. I've coached at Vihiga All Stars. I've coached at Kigama, Friends School Kigama. I've been at Ibinzu Girls. I've been at Madira Girls and many other places. So I started my coaching journey in 2006 at Bukhungo Stadium in Kakamega. I was introduced to coaching by Ramadan Omar Matende, the father to Ramadan Balala. He introduced me to coaching the youth. So through that I learned a lot, and from there I went to Chavakali United Talent Academy. So it was at Chavakali United at the Talent Academy that I did a lot of work, and among the major things that I did, and records are there to show, that I'm actually the founder of Vihiga Queens, together with a lady known as Gertrude Aseyo. So we started the team, and we had a few guys coming on board, and I was really helped by the then federation. There was Michael Esakwa, who was the CEO, and there was Doris Petra, who was the then van. And our first year in the Premier League, that was in 2016, we were runners-up to Thika Queens. In 2017, we won the title. 2018 won the title. 2019 won the title. And in my last season at Vihiga Queens, we were second, where we lost to Gaspo in the semi-finals of the league. I feel privileged to have coached many talents at Vihiga Queens, and I'm happy to see most of them abroad, and it's something I'd really love each and everyone to do in the country. It's not an easy task to be appointed as a national team coach. That is the highest position ever a coach can hold in the whole world. So if the country can entrust me with the responsibility of such magnitude, it means that there has been success, and that is something that I have to thank God for. Failures, I think I've been victimized a lot, and that victimization comes because at times I criticize things that I feel are not okay, and there are times I can't keep quiet over injustices, and in most cases I've been denied so many opportunities. I've been persecuted so many times. So maybe, I don't know if I can regard that as a failure, but I think I've gone through hell from a lot of quarters, especially when I try to criticize or talk against things that I feel are not.
Talk about Vihiga Queens going to the Africa Champions League.
Yes.
For the very first time. That was your team. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
People might not see that, but that's what your team. People ask me.
Yes.
That was your team.
Yes.
How do you rate them? How did they perform? And really, what do you make of them?
Vihiga Queens, you see, it was their first time out, and you see the country in which they were playing. If you look at the kind of environment, and you look at the weather, the climate, I think it might have taken toll on them, but they performed extremely well. You know, being the first time, most of those players were playing in those countries, because I did my research and found out that some of those teams had gotten their players back from Europe to sign for their team so that they could help them. And number two, if you look at the level of investment the other teams had put in, you would not even compare with what Vihiga Queens were going to get. For instance, Mamelodi Sundowns, the winners of that tournament, each player went home with almost 1.3 million Kenya shillings. That is what the governor of Vihiga County gave the whole team of Vihiga Queens. So you see, one player got more, one player of Mamelodi Sundowns got more motivation than the entire squad of Vihiga Queens. So if you look at the kind of investment other teams had put in, then you cannot blame Vihiga Queens for the performance they put in. They actually tried, because most of those teams had a lot of resources, they had a lot of money, the motivation was top, the preparations were top. So I still feel they are competitive side, and given a chance, I think they can do better.
You've been in the women industry for the longest time, especially in football.
Yeah.
What do you think can be done to save women football and to raise the bar high and set the standards for this women football to go far beyond where it is? Because it's a struggle right now.
Yeah. Number one, I've talked about victimization. You know, women football is not growing because those are people who speak their minds out. So when they speak their minds out, there has been a lot of victimization, and you'll find at some point that none of the coaches who are coaching in those women teams are given appointments at the national teams. So it denies them a chance to grow as coaches. And then secondly, you'll find that they are denied a chance to go and do courses because they are not supposed to, in quotes, they are not supposed to be seen rising. So when we start that way, then we are killing the players. And when we kill the players, then we cannot actually have a competitive edge, because now the club coaches will have apathy, because even if they work hard, you know, those teams don't pay. Most of the teams in the Women Premier League don't pay their coaches, and therefore someone is just volunteering. You know, like the players might work hard because there's a result, there's the end result for them, that they work hard, they'll get to the national team. But those coaches are coaching, and they already know they'll never coach the national team. They'll never be given assignments at the national level. So if we want to raise the bar high, let us give those coaches, let us give those leaders the resources and the kind of information, the kind of teachings, the kind of education they need. So once they have that education, they go back to their clubs, and then they'll raise the bar high by having the best players from the grassroots, and when they come up, they are competitive enough.
Well, that is Alex Alumira. This man Alumira has been coaching for the longest time, and he knows the back of women football in the country. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jeff Mogiri. Enjoy the rest of your viewing, and also see you next Monday, and let's do the same thing right here on Monday Sports Chat.
Thank you very much.
Here is